All right, welcome back, class. Uh, I decided to go ahead and shoot for another 10 minutes philosophy right off the top. Are you ready? Okay. It's going to be the philosophical theory. A question. I haven't completely took the gloves off yet, but I would say the waters. We're definitely into testing the waters. We're going to go in and hopefully this balance. Okay. Like, it's been this question esoterically over time, and I've been asked this quite a bit. God, and you go, is God a woman? Oh, there's a question. I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. You know, hopefully, it isn't too painful for everyone. It shouldn't be. Right? So we go in with this question philosophically, 10 minutes, you know, and again in the comments, please give your philosophical theory and opinion to the question as follows. This goes back to plurality, right? Negative and then positive. And let's just do it masculine and the feminine, right? Two parts of the same degree. The two parts, but they're the same degree, right? You got your north and true north in your south. North in your south. Two parts of the same degree, right? Remember the question, the philosophical, esoteric question that we have, and God is involved, so it makes it religion, and this is an ancient philosophical question. Those of over time in ancient studies, they believed that it was a feminine God, and I'm here to tell you that God is both. And like, oh, you definitely opened the floodgates. You know what I'm saying? This, this is my philosophical answer to this question. You, so when you meet a woman, they are a God. When you meet a man, they also are a God. They're two parts of the same degree. And what do? They create. They create. Okay? And God is the creator. God must be two parts of the same degree, both true north and south, and in order to create uh, where it cannot be destroyed, what's necessary, what's missing between the male and the female of the two parts of the same degree of a God, according to the esoteric philosophy that I'm giving as my answer, according to our society. What is missing? I've already stated the obvious, which is balance. And this imbalance, you see, is happening on both sides, male and female. It's an imbalance of the two parts of the same degree, true north and south, right? You know, one is trying to dominate the other when they're already two parts of the same degree. You see, there's no need for a God to dominate itself. They're already they're already one. You just do a swirl, that DNA swirl thing. They're already one. They're already one. And by sheer psychological, you know, mental castration to separate the two parts is also creating a mental disconnect and illness between two parts of the same degree that must stay together to create and be an equal uh, lateral point of one true God. You see, and there's also something else that also needs to take place in the process of what's going on with current times with this here. This is what we have going on. Discipline. This goes back to the same thing. We need to establish discipline. There's a state of discipline that needs to come about. Okay? Balanced discipline. Discipline creates and diminishing control. Everybody wants to control. You know what I'm saying? I want to control what doesn't need to be controlled. It needs to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? We must get to the point to where we have acceptance. We've got to start accepting ourselves again because we can only accept ourselves. Joining into one another. We can only accept each other. We can't not go without. So in order to make an equal balance in a discipline, true God of a nature of absolute power. If someone is looking for absolute power, you're going to need this. You're going to need this. And in order to have absolute power, you're going to need absolute peace and absolute love, balance and discipline as well. Absolute love. Right? And then also the absolute of peace. These three things need to be established and needs to be a part of a God. This is what makes a God all powerful. Because if you just have absolute power and then just control, that only destroys. And it's a constant destruction over and over and over again in itself. You see? This is the true nature of a God here. I know this seems a little. This is a true nature of a God. Absolute power only corrupts absolute power and control and absolute power together. This is what we have going on in our world. Everybody wants absolute control, absolute power. And this is why destruction and everything is coming down to the scenes because we left out balance, discipline, peace, and love all together. And the acceptance of the male and the female as a complete whole of dominance without the separation of the two because they're two parts of the same degree. So is God as a woman? The answer would be yes, but God is also a man as well. You understand? And we have to accept that as a whole and get back to that. I'm running out of time of this 10-minute philosophy. And yes. But again, feel free to leave all the comments in the section as we put it together. Because obviously, I'm also feeling the lingering where people want to go in, well, what about the other? You know what I'm saying? Okay, if we don't get it together with two parts of the same degree, you see true north and south and the balance, what happens? Poles shift. Time's up.